I hope you're doing really good. I have just come back from day 2 of the Phoenix Fan Fusion. My costume today is a Ravenclaw. I didn't get hardly any videos or pictures from yesterday because I was busy running around doing stuff, but today. So I got my full day, full event wristband. It's different than the RFID that they did last year. But, you know, I didn't walk in with having a lot of money to spend, so I had to be careful. So I walked into this whole thing knowing I wanted to buy, there's a few key things. I wanted to get a t-shirt or two, and I wanted to get a mystery box. Now, I got my shirt yesterday. I love it. It's great. I also got a pin and a tote bag, which is actually really cool. I'll show you that in a different video because it's a Stanley commemorative bag. And the great big exciting thing is tomorrow, it's day 3, my baby brother's coming with me. I am so excited for that. Oh my, I cannot tell you how excited I am to bring my baby brother. I've gone every year since 2015, and he finally gets to come with me. He's been complaining every year, I want to go, I want to go. And this year, he finally has money of his own, and he was kind of complaining about it, and I said, check on the website. See if there's any tickets left, and see what day you're not working and you can come with me. So he looked it up, and he's not working on a Saturday, and he's coming with me tomorrow. So it's going to be great. We're going to spend the whole day there. I spent most of the day there yesterday. I spent only part of the day because I have stuff to do this evening, but and in another video I'll show you the shirts I got and show you my other costume, because I wore this beautiful Ravenclaw tie. It actually is like made quite nicely. It's not like made out of like cheap material, and stitching on it's really good and stuff. And I got it from a site on Etsy that I will link, or I'll tell you where I got it on Etsy in the description. That's how you do it. And I learned how to tie a tie for this because I've never tied a tie before. Anyway, point of the video. I got a mystery box. So one year I got Supply Pod, which was awesome. There was a space theme, and there was the Batman vs. Superman theme. The guy I was with at that time, he got the Batman vs. Superman. I got space. I got really cool. I actually ended up with both shirts because he is a piece of garbage. But the next year I didn't get one, and then there was these ones that I got that were kind of cool, but they were just these random mystery boxes that were full of like toys and keychains and random stuff that I really had no idea about. So I was hesitant, and I didn't get one, the following year, and this year I really wanted one. Supply Pod was not back, which that's been by far my favorite, but we shall see, because I got this one. I got a Star Wars mystery box. Paid a little bit more money for it than I had wanted, but I walked into it anticipating that, so I have no idea what's in my Star Wars mystery box. I haven't opened it. I carried it around the con, or the Fan Fusion, because it's not really Comic-Con because of licensing. It's the Phoenix Fan Fusion, and last year it was the Comic Fest, and previous to that it was Comic-Con, but licensing. Okay, so we shall see what's in here. So they said that there could be a various thing of kitchen items, figurines, toys. I have no idea what's in here. I know I'll be happy with probably 90% of it. Alright, starting off, I have a Millennium Falcon pillow. Holy cow, this is cool. This is is it a pillow or is it something else? Hold on, let's see. It's a Millennium Falcon, which is pretty freaking awesome. Oh, it's got the little antenna on it, and there's something attached. Hanging instructions for the Star Wars vehicle. It's supposed to hang from my ceiling. I can have a hanging Millennium Falcon in my room, which I will have, because how freaking cool is that? Alright, let's see here. Ooh. Stormtrooper art. That's actually quite nice. That looks like, it doesn't tell me anything, but it looks like, I don't know if you can see like the details on it, but it looks like wet and painted very well. It's very pretty. That's also going to go on my wall. Alright, let's see, what else do I have? I have a I have R2-D2 pizza cutter. Heck yes, this is going in my future box when I move out and I have a life of my own. Does he make noises? I can't tell. It has sound effects. It doesn't have batteries in it, but it makes sound effects. That's kind of cool. Alright. And I have a stormtrooper that, you know, he's got a great big head, but he talks.
Hello, let's go.
Did you hear that?
Drop the weapons, now. We're taking you into custody.
Oh my gosh, my dog.
Put down your weapons.
I gotta hide this or my dogs will get it.
Hello, let's go.
Okay, that's mine. Pizza's trying to, I better hide that up here from her. Alright, so I have a, I have a Jawa pin. That's pretty cool. Like that. And a, what does it say? Star Wars 40th anniversary. That's pretty freaking awesome. That's pretty freaking awesome. Oh, and of all things, I got a tie. Alright, for some reason, my phone quit recording, for whatever reason. So, the last thing I got in my mystery box is a new mug. And it is pretty cool. It's with the new series, and it's quite a big, hefty mug. So we've got Poe, and Finn, and Chewie, and Rey over here. Can't see if I'm blocking my own camera. And we've got Kylo Ren over here. Oh no, that's Phasma. We've got Phasma and other stormtroopers over here. And yeah, it's... Kylo Ren is on the top. I don't think he's... Oh, yeah. There he is. There's Kylo. But yeah, so I'm really thrilled with everything I got in this mystery box. If I remember what the company that made this, I'll tell you. I will post it in the video or description. My brain doesn't work at all most of the time. But, you know, I am super thrilled with this. I genuinely love going to Comic Fest. I have a great time. It's full of people like me. It's a great big nerdy time. And for the most part, people are really supportive, you know, of, you know, the nerd culture there. There was one guy, though, yesterday, I went to the Actually panel, which was hilarious. And at first, I was like, okay, he was, you know, kind of cute. He had, you know, had a nice haircut. His beard was all trimmed up nicely. And he wasn't dressed, like, in character or anything. But, like, his clothes fit. Like, he looked put together. And so, part of the Actually is, you know, the people on the panel make a very terrible, incorrect statement, and the part of it is you gotta come and correct them. Actually, and correct them. So the guy does this, and I forget even what it was, but he goes, actually, and he corrects and goes, and you guys are dweebs. No, he goes, oh, you guys are a bunch of geeks. That's what he said. Like, and the people kind of looked at him like, do you know where you're at? And like, honestly, it's like, okay, at a Comic-Con type convention, do you think calling someone a geek is even, like, slightly insulting? It's not. I mean, we embrace it. There's a guy I went to high school with who was a lot like Napoleon Dynamite. Honestly, he wasn't terrible. He just made statements like that, and he said wildly incorrect things, like in 2002 he was talking about going to Germany, and he came home with a PS3 and a game pyramid, because GameCube was the big thing at that time, and I think PS2 was still fairly new. I don't know, I wasn't into the systems or anything, but I don't know. Overall, it has been great. I love it. I'm super excited to bring my baby brother tomorrow. Been going back and forth on what I shouldn't wear. I was originally going to wear an Indiana Jones cosplay, but I didn't get a shirt in time, and I haven't finished putting together the bag, so that might wait. That might be down the road for the next year's con. I also have a Princess Buttercup cosplay, but it's a little bit warm because it is long sleeved. But the weather's been great. The weather's been amazing. So it's normally at this time of year in May in the hundreds. Not quite 110, but it's 105, 107, somewhere around there. And we don't talk about it because it jinxes it. So it's been not that hot, and it's been great because the friend that I was with, we could actually, you know, go get our food and eat outside, and waiting in line in security to get in and get out wasn't bad. Usually by the time I walk from, you know, leaving to get to the light rail station that takes me home, I'm like pouring sweat, dying, chugging water, and it wasn't like that, so it was really good. And it's been amazing. And one of the great things we did today, we went to the celebrity panel with Elijah Wood. Now, Lord of the Rings came out when I was in high school, so I want to say sophomore year. I was like 15-ish when that came out. Big time nerd already, and oh my gosh, this thing, like, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It was so freaking cool. And it got to a point where, like, the Lord of the Rings mania was actually pretty big. And at my school, there was people who were ditching it on a day that one of the movies came out. And one of my friends had offered, hey, you know, do you want to come with us? And I was like, I don't have money. And he's like, well, I'll pay for you, which would have been really nice. But I was like, my mother will freaking murder me because I never ditched school, ever. And later on, I was telling her about it, and I told her, you know, it was, you know, John and Kevin, who she was really comfortable with them. They were good kids. They really were good guys. And she goes, I would have been okay with that, which was huge. Like, wish I would have done it. However, okay, so it was a big deal when I was in high school. Did not know Elijah Wood was only a little bit older than I am. I mean, it never, like, clicked in my brain. I didn't think he was that much older, but he was 18 when it started, and I think I was 14, 15 when it started coming out, so I don't know. Any hoodles. His panel was great. He was so funny and so goofy, and he was really gracious about answering all the questions that, you know, people were asking him. And they, you know, the moderator was like, okay, you know, don't ask dumb things like, you know, boxers or briefs, or, you know, ask some pretty thought-provoking questions. And they really did. The people really were coming up with some stuff, and he was talking about his projects that he's doing with his production company, doing horror films, and he was talking about good memories that he had doing various things, but he did expand quite a bit on doing the Lord of the Rings series. And, you know, he shared a few funny stories with that, and it was just, that was one of the greatest moments. I didn't go to any panels at all previously, like, well, celebrity panels. I went to other panels where a lot of it was very instructional. There was a couple years in a row I went to stuff and I was taking notes about how to do stuff with cosplay. That's mainly was creating cosplay, doing special effects makeup, making corsets, all that kind of stuff. Really cool. And there's a lot of stuff like body positivity and cosplay, which was, if that panel's there, I really, really recommend to go to it. It's really cool. And a couple other things. Some of the goofier panels that my friend Ben kind of introduced me to this year. We went to the Actually, and we went to the podcast. I'll remember it. I'll link it in the video. It was hilarious. They did Princess Bride, and they talked about the various things with Princess Bride, which was, it really is one of my favorite movies. Do something. I don't know. Okay, so it's cutting me off quite a bit, so I enjoyed it. I had a great time at the Fan Fusion. I really recommend it. I had a great time. I'll show you more videos and pictures and stuff. I have a video of a velociraptor today. Met one. Alright. Know that I love you, and I'll talk to you.